Welcome to the School of the Lost Tribes. Your charity helps generate the lessons needed to seal the chosen before the destruction. The parable of the wheat and the tares, found in Matthew 13:24-30, is a prophetic illustration by the Messiah concerning the scattered and mixed state of the true children of Israel, the wheat, among the heathen, and seed of the wicked, the tares. Due to the curses of Deuteronomy 28, particularly verse 30, Israelite men and women have been subjected to oppression and intermixing with other nations. This parable reinforces the expectation that in the end, the Most High will separate his chosen people from among the nations and purge the seed of the wicked. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. This verse begins the parable by illustrating the kingdom of heaven as a field wherein the man, representing the Messiah or the Most High, sows good seed. The good seed signifies the chosen seed of Israel, sown into the world, particularly the descendants of Jacob, the 12 tribes. Matthew 13:25. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. The enemy refers to the adversary, Satan and his agents, including Edom and other heathen nations. The tares are a corrupt seed sown among the true Israelites, the mestizo offspring, heathen bloodlines mingled through centuries of scattering and conquest. This aligns with Deuteronomy 28:30, where Israelite men are warned they will lose their wives to other men, an image of forced intermingling and subjugation. Matthew 13:26. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. When the seed matures, both the wheat, chosen Israelites, and the tares, false seed lines and mixed peoples, become visible. After many generations, even though appearances and customs may differ, the chosen remnant will begin to awaken and manifest, often indistinguishable at first from the heathen among whom they dwell. Matthew 13:27. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? The servants, prophets, watchers, recognize the problem of mixed seed. They question why, if the Most High only sowed righteous Israelites, Deuteronomy 7:6, Psalms 147:19-20. The field is now corrupted. This represents the confusion caused by Israelite dispersion and mixing with foreign nations. Matthew 13:28. He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? The Messiah confirms that the corruption of the seed line is due to the work of an enemy. The servants are ready to separate the wicked from the righteous, but timing is crucial. This echoes the 12 tribes chart understanding, where the Northern Kingdom tribes, e.g. Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, other Latinos, have been mixed, yet are still Israel by seed, and will be gathered back. Matthew 13:29. But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. This highlights the complexity of identifying Israelites based on appearance or current culture alone. Many descendants of Israel have lost their identity through assimilation and oppression. Premature judgment could harm the elect still hidden among the nations. Matthew 13:30. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, Gather ye together, first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. At the end of the age, the Most High will command his angels to separate the righteous seed from the wicked. This shows that though the chosen may be outwardly mixed, the Most High knows his own. 2 Timothy 2:19. The wheat, the scattered, purified remnant of Israel, will be gathered, and the tares, the seed of the wicked and impostors, will be destroyed. Conclusion. This parable is a direct prophetic illustration of the state of the lost sheep of the house of Israel, especially the northern kingdom, who have been scattered and mixed among the heathen. Yet though they may appear as Gentiles outwardly, the Most High will gather them in the time of harvest and purge the corrupt seed lines from among them. The final separation is the true restoration of the 12 tribes of Israel. The exploration and colonization of the Western Hemisphere by European powers, especially the Spaniards, played a critical role in reaching the lost tribes of Israel, particularly the Northern Kingdom scattered among the Americas. The idea of mejorar la raza reflects a deeper cultural manifestation of European supremacy and racial stratification. Within this context, we understand that many who align with white identity and colonial pride among Latinos may be of Edomite or heathen descent, the tares. However, this does not concern the gospel of Christ, which focuses on identifying and gathering the wheat, the chosen seed of Israel, from among them. Spanish colonization and the scattered tribes. The Spaniards, beginning in the late 15th century, reached the Americas under the banner of empire and the Catholic cross. They came not only with swords and ships, but with a divine mission, so they claimed, to civilize and convert the native peoples. Unknown to them, many of those they encountered were remnants of the lost tribes of Israel, scattered due to the Assyrian captivity and later migration patterns that led into the Americas. 2nd Esdras, 1340 to 46. Though the colonizers came with greed and violence, their reach fulfilled the prophetic scattering spoken of in Deuteronomy 4:27 and 28:64, that Israel would be scattered among the nations. The Spanish arrival in places like Mexico, the Caribbean, and South America brought these scattered Israelites under further bondage, echoing Deuteronomy 28:68, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships." Mejorar la raza and cultural racism. The phrase mejorar la raza, meaning improve the race, reflects a colonial mindset that values whiteness and European features over indigenous or African ones. This idea reinforced the superiority of Spanish and Portuguese bloodlines and created a racial hierarchy that remains embedded in many Latin American societies today. In this structure, the term mestizo was used for those of mixed European and indigenous descent. While some mestizos are Israelites mixed through the curses of Deuteronomy 28:30, many who cling to European heritage and align with colonial pride reflect the legacy of Edom, those whose forefathers were the colonizers, not the oppressed. Christ said in Matthew 13:30, "Let both grow together until the harvest." Those clinging to whiteness and European supremacy, despising their indigenous heritage or the suffering of the oppressed, may indeed be the tares. It is not evil to be Edom. Everyone has their place, but the wheat must be separated from among them. As the saying goes, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Children of colonizers carry the mind and legacy of their fathers. Latinos and white supremacy. In places like Mexico, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Argentina, Brazil, and elsewhere, colorism and racial division are often masked under culture. Many Latinos seek to identify with Europe rather than with the indigenous or African roots present in their ancestry. These individuals often show allegiance to colonial values, Catholic traditions, pride in Spanish surnames, rejection of indigenous identity, and may even oppose blackness or darker features within their own people. And according to Scripture, such behavior is a clue to their spiritual lineage. John 8:44 says, "Ye are of your father the devil, a spirit reflected not by skin, but by conduct and allegiance." The children of Edom, Obadiah 1, have always opposed Jacob, and many of their descendants today still move in that same enmity. Christ's business, separating the wheat from the tares. Yahweh, Christ, said he was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, Matthew 15:24. His mission was not universal, but specific, to redeem his people, the Israelites scattered among the nations, Luke 1:68 to 71. Among the Latino populations today, some are indeed Israelites by blood, though their appearance or culture may be mixed. The Most High is not concerned with outward looks, but with the seed, the spirit, and the fruit. Those who humble themselves, reject the pride of colonial identity, and return to the covenant may be wheat among tares. Meanwhile, those who mock their own people, embrace the heritage of the oppressor, and glorify the colonial ancestry, are likely tares, the children of another seed line. Conclusion. The Spanish colonization of the Americas was both a curse and a fulfillment of prophecy. It brought judgment, but also ensured the gospel would reach the lost tribes. The legacy of mejorar la raza and racial hierarchies within Latin American culture testifies to the ongoing struggle between wheat and tares. Christ's mission is to gather his own, the scattered seed of Jacob, and to separate them from among the children of Edom and the heathen. While not all Latinos are Israelites, many are, and they must be awakened and gathered, for the time of harvest is near. The wheat among the tares, Spanish colonization, mejorar la raza, and the scattered tribes of Israel. Introduction. From the beginning of Spanish colonization in the Western Hemisphere, the lost tribes of Israel, particularly those from the Northern Kingdom, were caught in the crossfire of conquest and assimilation. These events were not random. They were foretold in prophecy. The legacy of the phrase, mejorar la raza, improve the race, and the racial caste system established by colonizers continues to shape Latino identity. The Most High, however, has not forgotten his people. Even though many are hidden among mestizo populations, he will separate his chosen, the wheat, from the tares. Spanish conquest and the scattering of Israel. Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. The Spaniards, beginning in 1492, voyaged westward and unknowingly fulfilled prophecy by reaching lands where the scattered northern kingdom of Israel had fled. According to 2 Esdras 13:40-45, these tribes left Assyrian captivity and journeyed to a distant land where never mankind dwelt. Many scholars, even outside of the faith, have pointed to the Americas as this destination. Colonization, then, was the tool by which the Most High enacted further judgment, enslavement, forced conversions, and racial mixing. But within this brutal process, the gospel of the kingdom reached the hidden Israelites, descendants of the tribes, such as Naphtali, Zebulun, Issachar, and others, now among modern-day Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, and other Latinos. Mejorar la raza, a colonial racist inheritance. Mejorar la raza reflects the deep impact of colonization on the minds of Latin America. The goal, to whiten the population. Lighter skin and European features were considered superior. This attitude was not just social, but spiritual. A manifestation of Edom's legacy and dominance. Obadiah 1:10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Colonial elites, descending from Edom and other non-Israelite seed lines, established this hierarchy. The children of the colonizers, whether in Mexico, Argentina, Cuba, Brazil, or Puerto Rico, often still cling to white supremacy, European surnames, and pride in colonial ancestry. This is not just culture, it is lineage. The apple does not fall far from the tree, Matthew 7:16-20. Their identity is their business, but the work of Christ, Yahawashi, is to pull out his remnant from among them. The mestizo identity and the hidden Israelites. Deuteronomy 28:30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. This curse explains the intermixing of Israelite women with foreign oppressors. Over generations, this produced mestizo children, of mixed Israelite and heathen blood. Some of these are tares, yet others, though their features change, still carry the seed of Jacob, Romans 9:6-8. The northern kingdom today is often seen in Latinos of Central and South America. Despite colonial efforts to erase their heritage, their oppression, history, and even names, e.g. Naphtali, as the Argentinian and Chilean tribes, reveal who they are. Wheat and tares, the separation of seed lines. Matthew 13:30, let both grow together until the harvest. Christ teaches clearly that not all who look like Israelites truly are, and not all who appear Gentile are outside the covenant. At the time of harvest, the Most High will separate wheat, the chosen seed of Israel, regardless of how mixed or hidden they have become; tares, children of Edom and the heathen, particularly those who cling to the legacy of oppression and white supremacy. This is not a racial hatred, but a spiritual distinction. The Messiah comes not to save all, but to save his people from their sins. Matthew 1:21. The purpose of Christ, redeeming his own. Luke 1:68-70. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people. The gospel is about the kingdom and its restoration, not a universal message to all mankind. The wheat will be called out, spiritually awakened, and gathered from all nations where they were scattered. The rest, the tares, will be burned. Matthew 13:40-42. The time has come to discern our spiritual heritage. Not all Latinos are Israelites. Some are of Edom, and there's nothing wrong with them being who they are, but they have no part in the promises made to Jacob. Let them continue in their ways. The Messiah's concern is with the elect. Conclusion. The Spanish conquest, Mejorar la Raza, and Latin America's racial systems all serve as historical evidence of the scriptures. Among the mixed peoples of the Western Hemisphere, the lost tribes remain, hidden but not forgotten. Yahawashi's task is to separate the wheat from the tares, and he will do so with power and judgment. The business of the colonizers may be supremacy and control, but the business of Christ is redemption for Israel alone. To the scoffers and the blind, a warning about Israelite identity and the diversity of the chosen seed. Introduction. This is for those who mock, scoff, or blindly repeat traditions without true understanding. If you are watching this, hear this truth clearly. The children of Israel will be gathered from the four corners of the earth. Isaiah 11:12, Matthew 24:31. They will appear mixed, they will look different, and many will shock you, because they come from many nations. Don't let your eyes deceive you. Israel scattered among the nations. Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth, even unto the other. This curse has been fulfilled. Israel is not sitting in one country or one race. The chosen seed has been scattered through war, slavery, rape, captivity, and migration. This means Israelites today may look like many nations. Just as seed grows wherever it is planted, so has the seed of Jacob been sown across the earth. Mixed appearance, a prophetic outcome. Because of Deuteronomy 28:30, where the curse says, "Another man shall lie with thy wife," many Israelite women were taken and defiled by oppressors. This produced children with mixed features, yet still Israelites by seed, if the father was of Israel. This is not opinion. This is biblical law. Numbers 1:18. Identity is determined by the father's seed. So yes, the true Israelites are a melanated people, but the curses have caused us to appear in many shades, with diverse features and hair textures. Not all the 12 sons of Jacob look the same. Ephraim and Manasseh were mixed from an Egyptian mother. Joseph's wife was Egyptian, yet his sons were blessed as full tribes in Israel. Genesis 48, verse 5. Warning to African and African American Israelites: do not lie on the scriptures. To all who say that an Israelite must come from two black parents, you are in error. You are teaching a carnal doctrine. You are using skin color and facial features to judge what the Most High says is judged by seed and spirit. And your ministry will be tested by fire, as it is written in 1 Corinthians 3:13. The fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. Just because someone is light-skinned, speaks Spanish, or has white features does not mean they are not Israel. Just because someone is dark-skinned does not make them Israel either. Many heathen are black-skinned, but of Hamite descent. It's the seed line, not the skin tone. The tares live among the wheat. Matthew 13:30. Let both grow together until the harvest. Many children of Edom and the heathen have mingled among us and live with us in our captivity. They look like us, act like us, but they are not of the seed of Jacob. They are the tares, and they will live among us until the time of separation. This is why you cannot judge by outward appearance. You must judge righteously, according to the law, the Spirit, and the fruits. Israelite physique and diversity. Israelites today may have tight curls, loose curls, wavy hair, or straight hair. They may be light brown, golden, bronze, red-brown, dark-skinned. And yes, they may even appear as white in some cases. That's what happens after hundreds of years of mixing during slavery and colonization. But don't get it twisted. No matter what they look like, the Most High knows His own. 2 Timothy 2:19. He sees past skin. You, however, will be ashamed if you falsely accuse a brother or sister of being a heathen based on their skin. Conclusion: humble down and study righteously. This message is clear. Stop judging by color. Stop limiting the Most High to your personal prejudice. Israel is not a color. Israel is a people, a scattered, mixed, and diverse people, all coming back to the covenant. Let the blind stay blind if they choose. But those with ears to hear, take this warning seriously. The harvest is near, and the angels are coming to separate wheat from tares. Make sure you're judging with spiritual eyes, not carnal ones. Final word: the Most High doesn't need your approval to awaken His people. Whether they're in Ghana or Guatemala, Brazil, or the Bronx, Israel will rise. Just make sure